I don't have any of just Cheetor.
Cheetor,
So we'll do the next best
Cheetor,
thing.
what in the ever-loving fuck have you done? Which is basically the plot of this comic.
This is we've said that, but we've never had an episode that is Cheetor. What have you done?
Too much Energon.
Too much Energon, like this podcast.
The beasts are here, McLeod, for the gathering.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings, Megatron.
Then they'd better stay out of my way. Blah, 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 blah. Beast Wars once and for all.
Big time Gary himself.
Man, these things look like toys.
Maximal! Maximal! Does that mean transform?
Cheetor, what have you done? I am transformed.
Sigma balls, Gary. No, no, that.
Welcome back, listeners, to another, this time live, studio recording of Too Much Energon, episode 121. We are not talking to you from the past. We are not Too Much Galavar. We just read issue number 13, the IDW 2021 comic book series. And to review it, here are your hosts: Neo Cow, me, Red Hat, Boring Hoodie, Christopher Siege, new hair, possibly more bullshit.
New hair, no hair. New hair, no hair. Don't care. Yes, I am the Siege, the other guy who does the hosting duties here on Too Much Energon. We're
Too much Energon.
too much. There's too much of it. God damn it.
There's too much, man.
It's
but oh, man, here.
So
is it too much? Is it? Has it been for a long? Has it been for a long time, my friends?
So, as Cal mentioned, we are no longer coming to you from the past. That's right, friends. We jumped in the Autobot shuttle and
the intro was so weird.
We jumped in the Autobot shuttle and entered a transwarp portal and traveled 4 million years back to the future from 2022 to 2023. That's right, folks. We're coming to you live from a mysterious floating mountain somewhere hidden on planet Energon. This is Beast Wars. Too Much Energon. This is Too Much Energon, the podcast where we talk about Beast Wars shit and talk shit about Beast Wars. Can you tell we haven't done this for a while?
I knew I forgot something. But also it's funny.
Oh yes.
You know what was so as we discussed in the very short
for video video watchers, which is very little of you, but
it's like 12.
for the audio listeners, Cal is holding up a Kingdom Cheetor figure, and so I'm going to hold up a Studio Series Rise of the Beast Cheetor figure. Rotba. R-O-T-B. Rotba. That's what I'm gonna you know what? That's what I'm gonna call Rise of the Beast from now on. Is Rotba.
Ritba.
Rotba. R-O-T-B.
Rotba. Yeah.
Rotba.
Rolls off the tongue.
Rotba.
Rotib.
Rotba.
Rotib. So folks, you know how we both have different backgrounds here for the video listeners. This one's a Cheetor episode, an issue.
It is.
At first I was excited, but what's my favorite theme of all of Beast Wars?
The Maximal Maneuver.
Maximal Maneuver is pretty good.
It's pretty up there.
It's up for grabs, but I don't think it's a secret what my least favorite Beast Wars thing is.
Oh, so you're being sarcastic. Okay. See, the Maximal Maneuver is legit one of my favorite tropes.
Oh no, I was getting there, but
okay.
If anyone's new, the Vok, If you don't know who that is, I don't know why you're watching this, but the Vok are the all-powerful, unknowable, mysterious aliens that are running all of these like weird experiments on planet Energon, ancient Earth.
Yep.
And as with all things mysterious, the more you shed a light on it, the more interesting it becomes, right?
Yes.
Fuck the Vok suck. Man, who? Whoever wrote these were like, you know what we didn't do right? Vok. We got to do them right. No, you fucking don't. And it's a whole issue.
We're gonna
of-
write those motherVok-ers down.
We're going to write those motherfuckers down. We're going to make people like them. Guess what? I don't.
You weren't a fan of Pakak. Pakak.
It's the sound like my cat makes when it's sick.
It kind of reminds me of Mars Attacks. Ack. Pakak.
You know what? If those were the Vok, would have been better.
It would have been at least a
Entertaining? Funny?
interesting choice. Funny. Yeah, just
So
Beast War. Before we get into ripping this comic apart, because
there's some good parts of it.
spoiler alert for listeners, this is probably not going to be a positive review, but when are they ever when we're talking about comics?
Like, I want them to be good. I like Cheetor. I like how Cheetor talks to Pakak. But the whole man, okay, anybody, you know how Christopher and I feel about dream sequences?
Yeah.
If you listen to any of our podcast,
Vision quests.
Unless the entire theme is around the Vision quest. For example, why can't I remember it right now? The movie with the spinning top and the layers and the dream.
Inception.
Inception, you could go, well, that whole thing's like a dream sequence. No, that's the setting.
Yeah.
Not a flashback. It's part of a series. It's not, it was all just a dream. That's the setting. That's
yeah, because there are actually stakes in that movie, even when they're in their dreams. There's stakes. Yeah. And it's not like the that easily just sums it up. There's stakes.
Exactly. There's stakes. And well, the thing about there being stakes in this episode, I'm sure Cheetor would like one, but unfortunately it's like offering
juicy steaks
is just giving a cucumber. It's like giving a cucumber to a cat. So here
I can see a cat actually licking a cucumber because there's so much water in it.
Well, that's fair. Just sniffing it, testing it out.
Yeah, and they wouldn't eat it, but they'd probably lick it for the moisture.
All I know is that when people would like owners for YouTube a few years ago would like sneakily like put a cucumber around a corner or behind them when they were eating, and a cat would turn around and like jump and freak out.
Well, I guess I learned today that cats are afraid of cucumbers.
Are afraid of cucumbers.
Fear the cuke.
I think it just looks like a creature. Fear the cuke. Now we're speaking Ferengi. Okay, so
before we get into talking about the comic, though, I got some life stuff that I want to talk about. Because
life stuff, disgusting.
Yeah,
does it have anything to do with the Vok?
No, not even the slightest.
You're free to go.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did a live in living color full episode of Too Much Energon. It's been probably like 3 months or so at this point. So a lot's changed in my life between now and then.
Not just the hair?
Not just the hair, but that is one change. For the audio listeners, I shaved my head. Shaved my head a few weeks back. Kind of impulsively. So no more bullshit haircut for me. Unless one considers this a bullshit haircut, in which case, well, fuck you.
That's right. He's defensive about that one dude that insulted his hair, damn it.
That one dude on YouTube who called my cyberpunk haircut a bullshit haircut.
He probably just popped up on his like recommended for you. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Watched it for 10 seconds and then dropped a comment.
Yeah.
And went about his day.
And then proceeded to go and downvote like the last like 20 YouTube videos that I've uploaded.
Yes.
Because that's a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I left my old job. Apologies if I've talked about this at any point in the past few months, but I don't remember. It's been a while. I left my old job that I didn't like, and I got a new job that I like a lot. And it's still a grocery store job, and I'm still in the same position. Like, I didn't move up. Although the things I do, I don't know, like different companies have like different ideas of what like a supervisor should do and what their duties should be.
I assume you drink coffee and put your hands on your hips and go, yeah.
It's a lot of inventory management, receiving duties, lots of computer stuff, reports, display planning, building displays, that kind of thing. My last job, it was basically just babysitting, and I wasn't really like kept in the loop about anything, and it was a boring job because I was used to doing more interesting things in grocery. Well, I do all those interesting things again at my new job, and I'm making a pretty big splash there. I actually got nominated for Employee of the Month. I didn't get it, but I got nominated for Employee of the Month during my first month there.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think my 6th week working there, I got named Employee of the Week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you get Employee of the Month? Get Employee of the Week 4 times in a row?
I think it just comes down to like all the managers like vote, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like all the store managers like talk it out, and then all the department managers like talk it out. And they all nominate people. I got nominated by a couple of people, which I think is kind of cool.
Nice.
Much like the Academy, just to be nominated is the true honor.
An honor in of itself.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's going great. I just had my 60-day employee review, and things are going great. They love me there.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's been a really big positive change in my life, and it's had a profound impact on my, like, in a positive way, impact on my mental health. It's
excuse me.
Yeah. So that's been
I can. Yeah, it was definitely needed. One of those things you don't know the difference until it happens.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it too. Like I had known for months that I was unhappy at my old job.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just a matter of like waiting for the right position to come up. And lo and behold, when one finally did, I jumped at applying. The company that I work for now is a company that I've actually wanted to work for a while.
Yeah.
Just based on things that I'd heard. Also heard plenty of negative things, but they're generally from people who praise the last company that I came from, which I wasn't fond of. So I'm like, well, if you like this company and not that company, and I don't like this company, but I like that company, chances are I'm probably going to be happy at the company you don't like. And lo and behold. So yeah, that's been really good. I also I bought an Xbox Series X.
You didn't.
I did.
That means you got 2 Xboxes now?
I sold. I had a Series S before I sold it, though. And
one for the bathroom.
One for the bathroom. If I had a bigger place, I probably would have considered keeping it and just, like, I don't know, having it on my computer desk and hooked up to my monitor or something. Which I thought of doing, but I'm like, for the moment anyway, like where I'm currently living, my computer and my television are in the same room. In fact, I can look to my left and look at my TV. Oh, and I just said the C word, so my Amazon Alexa woke up.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Now what will you do?
computer,
Oh.
shut up. There we go.
Nice.
So I have my Amazon Alexa wake word set to the C word, which is kind of fun because it makes me feel like I'm in Star Trek. I can be like, C word, lights, and etc. And lights turn on.
Anyone listening, the C word is computer. So
Yeah. Yes. So I just don't want to say it again because I don't want Alexa to wake up again. So that's why I'm saying the C word. So yeah, it's really cool. I feel like I'm in Star Trek, but you know when it's a colossal pain in the ass? When I'm watching Star Trek. Because characters say that word in that show an awful lot. And so when they're saying it like every couple of minutes, my Amazon Alexa is waking up and just like losing her fucking mind.
it reacts to even to the TV.
Yep. Trying to like figure out how to answer their questions about like, I don't know, creating a tachyon wave by diverting auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
It probably has answers.
Sometimes it does. There was one time I was watching an episode of Star Trek Picard. I think it was.
I got allergies. Excuse me, people.
Too much allergon. I was watching an episode of Star Trek Picard, and Picard said something. He said the word and then said something, and she actually responded. I don't know if it was like she recognized Patrick Stewart's voice or something like that. But she actually responded with like "I, Captain" or something like that. And I was like, huh. Interesting.
Huh.
I wish I could remember exactly what the situation was. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. What's new with you,
Here,
Cal?
there, or over there. Getting something weird happens when I have dust allergies. Not only is like the eyes watery or whatever, but for some reason, I don't know why, one of my allergic reactions is like yawning, almost like need oxygen or like something weird.
Oh, bizarre.
And sneezing. Yeah. It's always been like that. As long as I've had.
Drink some water?
Yeah.
Drink a Zevia?
Invisible cup.
A green cup?
I haven't had those in like forever.
Really?
Mostly because I used to get them for like $4.49 and they are $8.49 now.
Yeah, they climbed in price really quickly. Like
in 6 months they went from like $5 to like $8.50.
Yeah,
and it's fuck off.
I think the regular price of them, like where I used to work back in Victoria, I think was $5.99 for a 6-pack, and now at my
back when you were here,
yeah, which was only a year ago. It was a year ago now. Actually, I left last May. Oh god,
yeah.
I've been in this shithole for a year now. This shithole town. But anyway, Zevia, I think at my current workplace is like $8.49 for a 6-pack.
Yeah, $8.50.
So
brutals.
That's cray, I say.
So no more unofficial sponsor for me.
Damn it, I was gonna try to I was gonna get them. I was this close to getting them on board as an official sponsor of Too Much Energon. Yep.
Lower your prices or give me a lifetime supply. Those are my demands. One or the other. International lowering of prices or give me lifetime supply.
And I want a chopper on the roof.
And I want a chopper on the roof, and I'll get a tattoo in a public facing area of Zevia can.
Anything else new with you to update both me and just the listeners?
Just helping people move, tired and like sore.
Yeah.
The kind of joint pain that comes from like, oh Jesus Christ, the kind of joint pain that comes from like moving things all day,
right,
in awkward positions. Not like a work job where you lift things up, like, you know, put them on a shelf or like whatever, like twisting around like awkward hallways and that kind of stuff. But what else?
No bueno stuff.
That's what'll help me get the gains. Surely.
The sickest of gains.
Yeah.
I've had a very busy week at work doing a lot of heavy lifting because I over the course of the past 3 days I've been building end displays for the next they call it a cycle. It's basically like usually around a 6-week period where it's not just a flyer, but it's not like the weekly flyer ad, but it's like a block, like a 6 or so week block where like a whole bunch of things in the store are on sale for that entire amount of time.
I gotcha.
Think of it as
man.
like manager specials, basically.
Ooh, manager specials.
Yeah, but not actually determined by the manager, determined by the company.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
Manager's not as important. Well, big gulps, huh?
well, well. On that note, I guess now is as good of time as any to get into it. This is episode 121 of Too Much Energon, and this week we are talking about Transformers Beast Wars, issue number 13, which was originally published March 2nd of 2022, with a cover date of February 2022 because the issue was a week late.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
It was written by a friend of the show, Eric Burnham, with art by Winston Chan, who is the artist on this comic book whose style I actually like.
Yeah.
Which I know I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again, just because we've come back, traveled back to the present. I've seen Josh Burcham's artwork. He's a really good artist. I really like his art. I don't like his style in this book. The pointy, as we called it. Very pointy.
The pointy style, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the pointy style or the pastel colors. I don't think the pastel colors work for... I don't think the pointy art style or the pastel colors really suit Beast Wars, even in the slightest.
You know what I think doesn't suit Beast Wars?
The Vok.
Any episode featuring the Vok. God damn, man.
All right, so what the fuck happens in this issue?
Okay, so this is what happens. At the beginning, it's implied that there's a fight.
Yep.
Right? And that there was an explosion and it knocked him offline.
Yeah.
Cheetor is reminiscing about his days prior to joining the Exelon. And he's wondering if, as his memories are kind of fixing themselves, hey, like, wait a second. I was on planet Energon with my fellow Maximals, and we were fighting the Predacons. Or was that all a dream? Or is this a dream now? Huh. And we get some background info for him.
Yeah,
and which I like. He is an athlete, right? Not a scientist.
Yeah. So he wakes up in this like med bay type thing.
Yeah.
And, looking different, presumably in his Cybertronian form, which it looks like some kind of like sports car or something, future sports car. And he's got this like creepy looking like doctor type dude talking to him, and he's like, "What is the Taiwaz maneuver? That's all I need to know." And because he got this from like from poking around in Cheetor's circuits, and Cheetor's like, well, don't care, I'm leaving. And so yeah, Cheetor is like, why was this all a dream? Like, what's happening? I should be on planet Energon. I've already like jumped on the Axelon, and we've like crash landed, and we've fought the Predacons. Like, what's happening? Why am I back on Cybertron? Why would the doctor ask me about the Taiwaz maneuver?
And now in hindsight, that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
it's like, why would the doctor ask me about that? And indeed, he goes to a bar to like chill out.
Yeah.
Just goes to a pub to, grab a pint and
Unwind
mull things over.
after a nice long day.
And some fans or some people that like recognize him come over and they're like, "Oh, no way, it's that Cheetor guy." And it's like, "What are you doing on the Axelon?" Blah blah blah. Hey, yeah, what's the maneuver called?
Tywaz maneuver.
Tywaz maneuver. They're like, "Hey, you were the guy that did the Tywaz maneuver, weren't you?"
You're
And he's like, he's
well,
immediately suspicious.
well, you were one of the best damn athletes I done ever seen. So why'd you
Could have
do
gone pro. Gosh darn it.
why'd you do something full rotundo and become a scientist like one of them dumb intellectual types? You should have.
Yeah.
You should have. You should have chased the glory and had all the women that came along with being a prize race car driver. And
No, just a
car.
prized race car.
A prize race car.
Anyways, how about that Tywaz maneuver? Yeah. And so he's like,
why don't you tell us what it is?
"Why don't you tell us what it is? Go on."
We're waiting. We'll even buy you a beer.
Or even two. And he's like, "Right. Anyways, I have a thing to go to." And then he starts reminiscing. And he's like, "Okay, I get it. My system is repairing itself. And this is my like internal diagnostics or something."
Right.
And he's like, okay, I'm figuring it out. Sweet.
And then
a blue Cheetor comes. Purple?
purple, yeah. He mentions in dialogue that he's purple because Cheetor is like, oh, I always look good in purple.
And he's like, "I assure you that you don't. I'm not you." And then Cheetor is like, "Are you sure? I'm a pretty good judge of style." And that was like I was like, "Oh, okay, there's good writing here." The plot, I always wonder how much of like the dialogue versus the like greater plot really, how much freedom our good friend Eric, friend of the show, gets, or if he has to follow like, hey, like certain beats that are laid out for him, because like there's clever writing here and there.
He mentioned when he responded that one time when he responded to us.
Yeah.
He mentioned that he had I think he had certain story beats he had to hit in the first 6 issues.
Right. So there's no excuse now, is what you're saying.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Well, and because if you look at like the first 6-issue story arc, it's a dramatic reinterpretation, but it still hits a lot of the same story beats as like the Beast Wars show that we know and love. Whereas like after that, the comic goes like wildly in its own direction to
and its pacing is like very weird.
Yeah.
Like for example, this is a dream episode. And the end, I have things to say about the ending of it. And basically, he very quickly finds out, our boy Cheetor, finds out that this blue, or at least it claims that this purple Cheetor is actually a dude named Pakak. And Pakak's like, "I told you this isn't a dream. I'll fuck your shit up, man." And so he's like, "So why not just like, if it's a dream anyway, why don't you just share your stuff to share that Tywaz maneuver?" And Cheetor was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna ignore you and do my own thing. Hey, cool, I'm doing a handstand."
And Pakak is like, I said fuck you, and like shoots off an energy blast and like
knocks him off
over.
a building. Yeah, knocks him off the rooftop of a Cybertronian building.
And he's like, "Well, so I, Pakak of the mighty Vagak.
Pakak of the mighty Vagak. Representative clan Vajak. Represent the Vok." And the Vok says, "Know your role and shut your mouth, jabroni."
Actually, in this case, the Vok says, "Know your role and open your mouth, boy."
Because I want to know what that Tywaz maneuver is.
Yeah.
So basically, this dude's bored, and he's like, it seems that subterfuge has failed. Violence has failed. Because as he's like being tortured or hurt, Cheetor just starts laughing.
Cheetor
knows it's not real.
is like, well, if you kill me, then you still don't have the Tywaz maneuver, so checkmate, motherVok-er.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, well then how about a wager? My review of your simple cybernetic brain tells me that you are very competitive. So why don't we race? And instead of Cheetor being like, what's the point? This is a dream.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, nobody's faster than me, man. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's like, oh, if
Cheetor, what have you done?
if you lose, I get the Tywaz maneuver. But if you win, then I will wake you up, and we will never speak of this again. You can keep the Tywaz maneuver all to yourself.
You greedy little cat. And he's like, but if I win, I have full access to your hard drive. And he's like, what about my hidden folders? And he's like, those too.
Even the password protected ones? Especially the password protected ones. I'm going for them first. I want to see what you keep hidden. Because I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep.
So Vajak cheats for some reason.
Real quick sidebar. That song, Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics, great song from the 80s. I just heard a version of that song by The Weeknd at work the other day.
Huh. Yeah, you like The Weeknd.
Yeah, I'm not like super big into him, but like I've heard a few songs by him, and I like what I hear. But yeah, at work the other day, I hear someone like a very different version of that song, but singing the same lyrics, and I'm like, this sounds like The Weeknd, so I Shazam it, and indeed, I'm like, huh, interesting. Indeed. I don't necessarily like this version, but
well,
good on you for trying to do your own thing with it.
Yeah, like us reviewing these comics. Good on us for committing to reviewing them all the way through.
So Cat Vok-er, Pakak, decides to metamorphosize into Blur, who from G1, who apparently is some like world-class racing athlete or something like that. And he's like, hey, you look just like Blur. And he's like, in more than just looks, you stupid little kitty. I have all of his speed, all of his stamina, all of his attributes. It's like you're racing the real Blur.
At least as far as I knew him reading your mind. 3, 2, 1, go. And he speeds and cheats and speeds off.
And then Cheetor like gives pursuit. Yeah. So they're racing, and
the Need for Speed Most Wanted soundtrack hits hard.
Immediately, so they're racing, they're running, they're doing the Flash. One's a
blue blur, one's a yellow blur. Yeah.
My immediate question here is these two characters who are engaged in a race and who are apparently known for their racing prowess.
Yeah.
Who turn into cars.
Yeah, and one's a cheetah.
Yeah, but
on Cybertron, he probably turned into a car.
Yeah, this version of Cheetor, this is his past Cybertronian self. He turns into a car. And Blur turns into like a futuristic hover car. And they're racing in robot mode.
Dude, the comic is called Transformers. Transform your fucking Transformers sometimes.
If they're gonna race, why the fuck would characters who transform into vehicles?
Whenever Cheetor has to catch up to somebody or like Jet,
he goes to beast
mode. Does
he
ever just go and run? No. He will be mid-sprint. It's in the opening of season 1 when he's mid-sprint and he changes into a cheetah mid-sprint.
Yeah.
He transforms like mid-run because his beast mode is faster.
Yeah.
But it's all just in their dream, and like a visor comes down and he starts to see like the Matrix melt like away, and he's like, not on my watch. And like Cheetor like wins and he's like, haha, yeah, I won. Eat shit. Alien thing figment of my imagination. And it's like the stupidest logic in Pakak's like logic.
Yeah,
Like his gotcha. His gotcha is like, what is it again?
his gotcha is that you
I didn't need to win.
You stupid kitty, this wasn't actually a race. I was just getting you to lead me down the correct circuitry pathways or other technobabble bullshit. But anyway, I was secretly getting you using your own hubris, getting you to lead me to the Tywaz maneuver and the information I needed.
So the camera zooms out.
Fuck you, kitty.
And Cheetor was like, no, fuck you. So the camera had zoomed out when they were racing and it looked like a circuit board.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I'm all for that really cheesy, like 90s, like 3D, like hands in front of you, like lawnmower man cyber hacking. But this wasn't any of that. And
I just imagine hearing the music that plays at the beginning of Tron Legacy when he's like, the grid. And finally, I got in, and then you just hear, burr, 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 burr. That's what
you're giving this. You're giving this so much more credit. But what?
Well, I mean,
so what had happened is he starts to shit talk.
To be fair, our shtick is usually just making something that's terrible
true.
way more interesting than it actually is.
There's never been a time where someone's like, "Oh man, hearing you guys rip on it makes me want to watch it." Where we've never been like, "Yes, you should read or like watch this."
Yeah, that's happened multiple times on Twitter now, where people have been like, "Wow, listening to you guys
dunk on this,
dunk on this, whatever it is, actually makes me really curious. It makes it sound like it's a lot of fun." And we're always just like, "No, we're making it fun because it was so terrible." This
could have been an 8-minute review where we just go, "This happened and this happened and this happened. Cheetor, what have you done?" And then it's over.
Yeah,
but we got to talk about something. And so what the Vok was really after, despite the fact that he can almost read everyone's mind perfectly, is he's like, because, you know, like every cackling villain, every immortal, super powerful being, why would this one be a cat? Why would the Vok be cackling villains? They're making the Vok, hear me out, worse than they were on Beast Wars, the show. And I didn't think it was possible, but fucking congrats. You writers, this is
low clap.
You did it. And
I
like,
can't...
I'm actually a little bit like angry, like at this point. Like, do you like the series at all? Like the people that like worked on it, like, man, like,
the artist is a longtime fan of. He's gone on record saying he's a longtime fan of Beast Wars, and indeed,
I love all the art.
He actually did the colors on the 2006 Beast Wars comics that we that we reviewed a while ago. The writer, however, a friend of the show, I read in an interview with him where he said that he never watched the show growing up, and during lockdown he binged through it once on Tubi. It shows.
So the 180p while in the background, like while he was in another room cooking or vacuuming or something like that, huh?
Probably, yeah. It shows. It shows with the wildly like mischaracterizations of the characters.
We thought that was like a stylized choice at first, like, oh, he's doing something new. I don't know anymore, man. We've made it to issue 13, and I'm starting to just think
he just doesn't get it. I have not
doesn't believe in this. Like,
I have not talked to a single person on social media who actually likes this comic.
Let us know. Come and find us on our social medias and let us know if you like it.
Actually, to be fair, there was the reason why we reviewed the comic in the first place was way back in the late 40s of Too Much Energon, was someone on YouTube. I can't remember who it was. If you're still listening, which you probably aren't, but if you are, shout out to you, whoever you are, suggested that we give the comic a chance. And we were in a bit of we were in a few episode period between Beast Wars, the end of Beast Wars, the show, which I think the last episode was 46. So we were just doing random things to get us past episode 50, because we had planned for episode 50 to be like a special, like, kind of hangout episode.
Yeah.
So this person was like, "Wow, what? You should give the comic a chance. It's actually not that bad." So at the time, there were only 5 issues out. So we were like, you know what? We'll just dedicate an episode to reviewing those 5 issues. Where I was going with this is that is the only person I've interacted with on social media who was like, "This comic's actually pretty good."
But at some point, and like we're known for, like, we're like enemies of the fandom almost. But like at some point, you can't just like everything about something. You could be excited for it, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, let's check out the comics, right? But like, there's a difference between good and bad. Good and bad writing, good and bad art,
Unpopular
good and bad opinions.
Unpopular opinion. I don't really like Star Trek Lower Decks.
How dare you?
It's
I just started watching it.
I've seen like the first season and most of the second season, and I just can't get into it.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I
The humor
trudge through.
The humor is a little too Rick and Morty-esque for me, which is just a style of humor that doesn't really
Did you like
appeal to me.
Futurama?
It was a show that I could
okay, see, that's one of my favorite.
It's a show that I could, put on Tubi and have in the background
while you're cooking. Yeah. If there's nothing else on the tube.
Yeah.
But I guess what I was like trying to say though is like, so in this whole episode, it's a dream episode, or not even a flashback, because then you'd have to write something interesting.
Yeah.
The whole episode is like him tricking Cheetor, or finding a way to get info from Cheetor, and he's like, ha ha ha, as he twirls his evil mustache. He's like, I was actually after data about the protoforms. I could do lots of sciencey evil Vok things with that. Anyways, as to my promise, here you go. And
I can really Vok shit up with
really
this information.
Shit up. Man, at least it would be funny if it was written like that, right? It wasn't me, Purple Cheetor. It was me, Pakak, the Vok. And Cheetor was like, excuse you? Like, at least that would have been funny.
Cheetor, I'm not really, I have to be honest with you. I'm not really
your father.
I'm not really Blur. I'm really a horse.
Horse. That's me spitting out water. Pretending to.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening?
You heard that Jerry Springer died?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rip in peace, Jerry Springer.
Yeah, at least what he brought the world was what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't pretend he was doing one, like, for instance, Springer, I think is fine. Like, you know what you get when you tune in. People like Dr. Phil, genuinely harmful for society.
Well, yeah, Jerry Springer, he always said that he was essentially like shining a spotlight on people that normally wouldn't get a spotlight shined on them.
Yeah.
Basically the like dredges of society, like the low class, like people of society. It was car crash TV, and people ate it up. The only reason we had the WWF Attitude Era is because of stuff like Jerry Springer. It was just,
you know what? Good fucking point. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Attitude Era. And thus the only reason we got Biker Undertaker,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fucking that whole Attitude Era is kind of just
DX.
Reminiscent of, there we go. Is just reminiscent of, like reveling in like trailer park debauchery.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there.
perfect right there. Perfect description.
Yeah. And you know what? If this was a Springer episode of Too Much Energon, I would probably like it.
You know
So
what I said earlier about
what did you say?
mischaracterizations in this book?
Oh,
Like the characters not behaving the way that they had been written to in every other iteration.
mm-hmm. Even
There's-
ones that wildly explore their characters, such as Beast Machines.
Yeah. So before Cheetor, to jump back a little bit, before Cheetor wakes up, there's a scene where Cheetor is on a bed and uh, Optimus.
Thank you for bringing this up.
Optimus is like, I thought he was fine, Rhinox. And Rhinox is like, well, he is. His shell's been repaired. You know, I fixed it up real nice. But his consciousness just won't come back fully online.
And his processor's going overclocking. It's going wild.
And hog wild in there. Don't know what's going on, but
like a flight or fight situation for some reason.
Listen here, Gary. All we can do now is wait. And Optimus Primal says with a angry
thank you for bringing this up
scowl on his face, you know how much I hate waiting. That is not a thing that Optimus Primal would ever say. In the show, he actually
he's patient.
He's very patient, and he tries to teach Dinobot patience and other characters in the show, patience. All of Beast Machines. It's
contradictory even to the fucking comic. Do you remember when he was sparring?
Yeah.
And it was against Rhinox. Remember? I guess he has sparring matches in this comic.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Thursday Night Fencing.
Oh, Thursday Night Fencing, right? Where they exchange wisdom and stuff. And it was some patience, Dinobot. Sometimes you have to look for the right opening. So it's you're contradicting. Man, you didn't have fun writing this, did you? I'm sorry, my dude. I bet you're a great writer, but this, you didn't have fun with this, and it shows. And indeed, the big haha gotcha was somehow a race. And the implication there is that Cheetor's subconscious led him to the information that he needed before he woke him up. So Cheetor then, after being zapped with dark force lightning, after the Vok reveals its true form in his dream, I don't know why it would do that. Again, the Vok are treated as mustachioed villains in the comic. At least in the TV show, they were just unknowable entities. But
until they were knowable, which was very disappointing. But this is worse.
Yeah, because it's he's just villainous. And I don't think he understood that the Vok weren't really the villains in Beast Wars. Anyways, so Cheetor snaps out of it because of the dark force lightning in Pakak's attack in the dream world.
Pakak Attack.
Step into a Pakak Attack, fool. And he wakes up and he's like, Big Bot, Vok, Pakak. They're trying to get information from us. Huh?
He doesn't call him Big Bot. He calls him something Cheetor has never referred to Optimus Primal as.
Bring this up.
He calls him Captain. When has Cheetor ever? Yes, I have it right in front of me. When has Cheetor ever called Optimus Primal
look at that. We
Captain?
Can't Big Bot.
Big Bot. Boss Monkey was what Rat Trap.
Oh, sorry, Rat Trap. Yeah.
No one in the show ever called him Captain.
They've called him Optimus. They've called him Primo, but he calls him Captain. And he's like, Captain, sir. The Vok, they want the intel to the. And then he goes to sleep again. And he's like, Rhinox, full diagnostic. And Rhinox is like, your guess is as good as mine. Yeehaw. And he's already down in the beer. And then Cheetor comes back and he's like, oh man, what happened? And he's like, Cheetor, you just came.
Big boss. I had this dream, and you were there, and Rhinox, you were there, and Nyx was there, and there was this. We were playing this drinking game, and like there was this weird thing going on with a goat. That wasn't a transformer. At least I don't think it was. What does it all
And then
mean?
and then Primal puts his hand on his shoulder and he's like, "What are you talking about, Cheetor? The year is 1998. Who's next?" And then the Beast Wars intro fucking rips open. And then we leave this shitty comic series and we go back to
Oh.
but anyways, what happens
And Rhinox is like, Cheetor, you weren't supposed to talk about that night.
1998. Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday. Wait a second. What year is it? What year is it in this timeline?
Was I playing Jumanji for too long again?
What year is it? Just imagine Rhinox coming out, but exactly the same, but like rusty and just like a big, like fucking human beard covered in leaves and holding like a wooden like spear with like a stone spearhead. Anyway, so what happens is Captain Primal is like, Cheetor, what were you saying about like the Vok? Like what were you? And Cheetor's like, I don't remember anything. I don't know anything about the Vok, Captain. And in the background, it shows like an invisible, because it's established in this series that the Vok can just watch them in another like dimension.
Sure.
And it shows Pakak
I don't have an issue with.
It shows, neither do I. Yeah. It shows Pakak going
laughing maniacally.
Because they're like I said, mustachioed, like twirling villains in this, and it deleted his memories of their encounter. So not only was this a dream sequence, none of it fucking mattered because he can't remember. This is the biggest fuck you to the reader that I've like out of anything we've covered, man.
Presumably, the Pakak Attack, the Pakak Attack Snack
Rap.
Snack. There we go. The Pakak Attack Snack Wrap is is going. I'm gonna put that in the episode description. Pakak Attack Snack Wrap.
It's not edible.
Presumably he's going to get up to some shenanigans with the stasis pods.
Ooh, can't wait. It's going to be so interesting and exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be. I don't know. But here on Too Much Energon, we review shit.
I think I'm going to start calling Optimus Primal, this comic version of Optimus Primal, Captain Ron.
Captain Ron. There we go. Yeah, we wouldn't sully the name of Gary.
No, we
describing the series. Captain Ronnie. So the episode ends, and here on Too Much Energon, we do a little something called rating it on the Too Much Energon scale. It's a 3-tier rating system. It goes from not enough Energon, a sufficient amount of Energon, to too much Energon. It's bad, okay, good. Yep. Siege, yes. IDW 2020 comic. Friend of the show, Eric Burcham. Burcham? Yeah.
I think it's Eric Burnham and Josh Burcham.
That's always why.
Yeah, Burnham. Their names are really similar.
There's lots of there was times I went but yeah, you just watched you just read issue 13. What's your review of this one?
My rating on the Too Much Energon scale. This is gonna get a very low, not enough Energon, just because I like the art. And
All right.
that's it.
Not enough
have,
Energon.
I have nothing else to say about this comic.
The art, the cool Tron reference, because they're like lines,
Yeah.
right? Like cutting each other off. And again, that like one like Cheetor joke where he's like, I'll have you know that I'm actually a pretty good judge of style. But that being said, like it's like I'm actually physically agitated with how bad this is. And so this gets the big secret low tier. No Energon. Literally no Energon. And people listening, not even like a trace. Like heat death of the universe 2 trillion years in the future.
We
like,
rated
no
the last
hint of
issue
Energon.
no Energon as well.
Did we? Both
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
None.
You know what? Fuck
This
it.
is episode 121, listeners. This is actually the worst Beast Wars thing I've ever had to behold. I'm sorry. Like
Wow.
I love Cheetor, but like my God, this was bad.
You
like
know
I
what?
don't even know if I want to finish these.
You know
But I
what?
will.
In solidarity, I'm going to change my rating to no Energon as well.
You're giving it to the artist there. Yeah, but it wasn't enough to save it for me. But that's how much I hate this issue. What a waste of time.
If it makes you feel any better, I
man.
think we only have 3 issues left of this atrocity.
And here's the thing. There's no way it can be worse than this. If I eat, I will.
Eric Burnham's like, hold my beer, Rhinox.
I'll eat something that I shouldn't probably. I'll eat a part of my cheat. No, I won't.
Hold my beer, Dinobot. You're the one who speaks like a trucker, right?
Yeah, that's right. Dinobot. Doesn't he, even Dinobot sucks in this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you hurt my ribs. Oh, I'll never be as good of a warrior as I once was. Oh, geez.
Like Dinobot's like a war veteran in this.
The bot who fought in the show fought the entire Predacon band of cronies from season 2 by himself to the point that he died, and he also fucking won. It cost him his life, but he won.
And here's the thing: had he not faced off against, talking about something better,
significantly better,
yeah, well, the best Beast Wars has ever been. The episode's called
Code of Hero.
Code of Hero.
I know what.
If he had just faced off against Megatron by himself, he would have fucking won.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. But no, he went through them all.
Yeah. He has squared off against Megatron, like, hand to hand before.
Well,
and
Megatron won't fight him.
And when Scorponok isn't around to launch a cross-country missile...
Guess who gets their ass fucking kicked?
Yeah.
Megatron does.
Yeah.
And so it's not like the ending of Jurassic Park. The Raptors would have fucking won. Come at me.
Suck it.
Yeah, speaking of old eras of wrestling.
Yeah. Cal's doing, for video audio listeners, Cal's doing the DX chop.
Yeah. So there you have it. Unanimous. Not enough. Sorry, no Energon.
No Energon. Yes.
Heat death of the universe. Levels of Energon.
And that was episode 121 of Too Much Energon. Best way to support the show is to go to patreon.com/lasercomb, LAZORCOMB. We're at the single $5 Gary tier. You get commentary tracks. You get a special bonus exclusive podcast called the Super Lasercomb Patreon Super Show. And you also get a bunch of archival content and the ability to pick a show for us to review a random episode of. So if you want to get in on that, go to patreon.com/lasercomb.
Don't even worry about picking something bad, because we review these comics. So nothing can be worse than this and like 3-2-1 Penguins.
Right.
And I and I love our patrons, but like, whew, that was sometimes I wonder if they're just seeing how much they can torture.
To be fair,
us.
I had put out a call to rake us over the coals.
Right, you did, and
did.
that we did.
And we were barbecued alive with that one. Follow me on Twitter. I am at Lasercomb, spelled the same way. Or you can follow the show proper at Too Much Energon. Cal, you are at?
And I'm at NeoCal, NEO_KAL. I am also part of the Dork Tales crew, along with guest and friend of the show, Krista, who we had for the on the podcast where we Lasercomb podcast, where we covered Cyber 6. So
Yeah,
if
she's been on a couple of episodes of the Lasercomb podcast.
Yeah. She actually brought a lot to that other podcast we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like Dungeons and or Dragons, or
both. Or both.
And you like dragons and lances, there's a Dragon Lance live, tabletop, and everybody dresses up, everybody does voices. It's pretty high end stuff. And I mentioned Krista because she's part of Dork Tales and she does regular stuff there too. And yeah, I'm on doing that Wednesday nights, and I play an elf because I'm training to play a Vulcan.
And
maybe one day.
Where can they find that?
And that's at Dork Tales. So Dork Tales, all one word, on Twitch, and then the social media everywhere is Dork Tales as well.
So twitch.tv/dorktales.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll be back next week with episode 122 of Too Much Energon, where we're going to be talking about issue 14 of the 2021 IDW Beast Wars comic book, which has Polar Claw on the cover. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Oh, there we go. We go. It's got Polar Claw.
I always liked, I had the toy of Polar Claw when I was a kid. I always liked him.
I liked him in the last run. What was the comic we just did before this? After the
Gathering and the Ascending.
Yeah. I liked Polar Claw's design in that.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. And until then, I have been The Siege, one of your hosts.
And I'm NeoCal.
Thanks for listening. We will
Fuck you later.
We will. I can't do better than that. We'll Vok you later. Bye bye.
Here I am, Vok you like a hurricane.
I want to Vok you in the blank.
In the Transmetal 2.
Bye bye.
Beast machine.